All right. Let's. Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. We are giving you guys a sit-down conversation with Ulysses. We are having him from Put a Ring on It. He was on episode 1 and episode 2. You might have seen him with Mimi. Last week we had Mimi on the show, who gave us a well-rounded perspective of their relationship and her experiences growing up as well. And today we get the pleasure of speaking to this gentleman, Ulysses, to give us another insight into how he grew up, about also his experience on the show, and also about the relationship with Mimi as well. I know you guys probably saw some of the bits and parts of the reunion, and I'm sure you got many questions, but we can't talk about the reunion, so please don't ask any questions about the reunion. Thank you. But yes, Mr. Ulysses, how are you doing today, sir?
I can't complain. Brilliant. I'm breathing. You know, we got out of 2020. You know, we lost a lot in 2020, and just moving forward. You know,
I appreciate it. I know, man. 2020 has not been an easy time for a lot of people, so I appreciate you once more as well. Good to see you as well, like I said, and hopefully we'll have a great conversation today. Before we go further, I have to, do my usuals. I've got to do my human verification. Normally I have a riddle waiting, but today I don't have a riddle. So today I'm just going to ask you some simple questions for human verification, problem solving.
Right.
So I need to know, they always ask me this question to make sure. If you have ice cream, do you bite the ice cream on the cone, as in the ice cream, or do you lick the ice cream? I know it's a weird question, but we've got to make sure you're human, sir.
Yeah, it's ice cream. Whatever you feel like you want to do with it. Yeah. Some people want to bite it, some people want to chew it, some people want to lick it. You know, it is what
it is. I hear you on that, Cap. I hear you on that, Cap. I honestly do. I hear you on that, Cap. And a final question for human verification as well. Simply put, do you put the milk in first, or do you put the cereal in first in the bowl?
Oh my God, is you serious?
I'm very serious. Go make you human. Go make you human.
You always put the cereal in, because then you could judge how much milk you supposed to put in it, because it's gonna all flow to the top. It's gonna all flow to the top now.
You're right. I lie on that one. You're right. I agree with you on that one still, even if I do put the milk in first. Yes. So no, I hear you on that, man. I appreciate that as well. So Mr. Ulysses, I like to call you Mr. Ulysses, but I know that's not your second name. But we saw you on the show, all right, and we saw some glimmers and hopes of yourself and Mimi on there. But before we go into the show and what happened on there, I really want to get to know yourself a bit better. So I guess the first question I want to ask to you is, who is Ulysses and what is your story?
You know, my story is I come from being raised by my grandmother, elderly. I come from elderly love, learning how to plant, learning how to cook, learning how to peel greens, from my grandmother. And my story also comes from learning how to hustle for myself and gather things from the streets, the after hours. I was the only young child allowed to go run numbers in the neighborhood to the store. You got to be 18 to play numbers. But just because of the relationship I had with the owner, everybody thought he was my dad, so he called me. So, I come from that. I come from learning how to win.
I love that. And you spoke a little bit as well about being raised by your grandma as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, what was that experience like, and what did you learn from, being reared by your grandma?
Flora Campbell was a legend. Number one. It it taught me so much because when you a kid and you walk in your grandma's room because all the parents is I can cuss a little bit, can
The F's got to be reduced, but you can cuss the other
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, because the parents so fucked up. So with the grandmas is always fixing everything and putting Vic salve on the wounds. So
Mm.
I'll walk in her room and she always have like Vienna sausages under the bed for me and stuff. And you would smell nothing but Vic salve, but the love was there because she taught me how to plant gardens.
Mm.
Um, she taught me how to cook, season my food, all type of things. That that
Come
was
on
the
now.
mother I had. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And she'll be 108 today.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my mom.
I appreciate it. And obviously, obviously being reared up by your grandma, I know that obviously on the show we did see how you had formed such a great bond and relationship with Mimi's father as well. But for yourself as well, I mean, I don't know if you can talk about it too tough. I mean, but obviously, being grown up by your grandma, what was the relationship like with your mother and your father, if there was any?
No, I could talk about it. I'm a real, like I told you, I'm real, man. Ain't no
I
such
appreciate
thing as not being. If you can't talk about it, you can't talk about it. If you could talk about it, you could talk about it. Like, you know, uh, my dad was gone for a long time. I'm gonna say
Mm,
that. And the relationship with my mom is, it is what it is. Far as we never had no closure on none of the things that a person go through as a child to be able to move forward. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So it's like one of them things. Like I don't want to make her a victim, but don't make me a victim.
agreed.
You you get what I'm saying? Because it's things that you have done. That I'm not trying to hold you accountable for no more.
Mm,
And it might be as far as being a man, it might be some things that I have done. As being a son, regardless of the fact that you don't need to hold me accountable for it no more.
mm,
You understand what I'm saying?
hmm.
So the mystery of that is, like I said, my grandma was my mom, and my nana was my dad, and mommy across the street was my mom and dad. So,
Mm,
but I still accept my dad because I understand me and him had to talk about things we've been through to be able to move forward. My real
hmm.
biological father, and as far as the other side, like you were saying about my other dad. Now, what was the question about my other dad? Because he's my dad too.
Mm,
He's
okay.
my dad too. So, what was the other
So
question that you had about Mimi dad,
it
my
was,
dad?
yeah, yeah. So it was just like in terms of like obviously talking about your relationship with them. Um, I mean, obviously you were reared by your grandma, so there was obviously some kind of, I guess, disconnect in terms of being able to have a relationship physically in terms of being in the same place with mother and father. I guess obviously to kind of get a bit more clarity, what was the situation as to why you were being reared by your grandma and not your mama and father as well? If you can talk about that again.
Well, I come from poverty. So, I don't hold nothing back. Like I told you, it's going to be on the flow.
Mm,
Drugs, alcohol, lifestyle, everything. But it made me who I am. So it ain't to a point where I hold nobody accountable for the things I've been through, but I hold people accountable for how they still act. You get what I'm saying? So I'm past the part of, even with dealing with my mom, you know, even with dealing with my mother, like I haven't talked to my mom in months,
mm,
right? But she, I've always been right by her side, cut for her, everything. And then, as a child, you wonder why. Like, why do you not talk to me? And then you start to learn as a man that it's called, you know, some people can't handle things a certain type of way, whether it's guilt, whether it's, whether it's, I know I fucked up over here, or, I know I did this wrong over here. So, and that's what I'm learning, because, no matter how old you get, you yearn for your people. I'm going through a stage now where I'm yearning for my people. You yearn for your roots, and sometimes, a lot of people need to realize this: you don't get what you want from your natural roots. You start, as you grow older, you create your own roots. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. And as far as, you asked me about the relationship with my dad, right? Mimi dad, man,
Yeah.
he the GOAT. He the GOAT. He the GOAT.
Why
He
so?
did
Why was he
everything.
the GOAT?
Man,
What made him the GOAT for you?
what make him the GOAT is he broke everything down. He taught metaphysics. He taught chemistry, biology. He taught science, high school, college, and all. So, his understanding of things was different. And then his genuine love was different. And his love language was different. So, when he met me, when we met, well, when we came into each other's life, it was over with. It was over with. Because it was just a natural thing. It ain't had nothing to do with because I'm with your daughter, or because you her dad. Like, he said, that's my guy, period. And I never stopped being his guy. You know what I mean? And he never stopped being my guy, no matter what we've been through. So, and he told me I'm gonna be a father figure, and he did that. Period. I don't care what I was going through. Even if me and Mimi was going through something, he was right there. But he didn't choose sides, and I know we made it tough for him because that's his biological daughter.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
that's just the love. Like, that's just the real love. That's what I call genuine love. Because he told me he'd never leave my side, and he never did, and I never left his. So,
How important was Mimi's father then in terms of the impact that he made in your life? Like, how important was it to have him as a father figure? Because obviously, like you said, you didn't have as much of a relationship with your actual original father. So what kind of impact and influence did Mimi's dad have on your life?
I mean, with my actual father, I had a good relationship until he had to, leave for 25 years. But the impact that he made on my life was, he brought me back to humanity, like, far as seeing things and stop moving so fast. And he taught me methods and tech. His key word was always methods and techniques.
Mm.
You know, I'm talking about, I wake up and I don't care if I'm at his house in Mississippi or I'm at my house in Georgia. I'll wake up, he'll be standing over me, he'll touch our foreheads, me and me, like this, third eye open, like, for energy. Tell us to go get sun, go sit in the sun and relax and realize what you got in life. You know what I'm saying? And, it, to me, like, I lost my best friend, man.
Mm.
For real. I got so much shit to say about him. I'll be here all
Mm.
night.
I understand. I understand. And obviously, that was, I guess, that was obviously quite a big part, obviously, of yourself and Mimi's kind of storyline, if you want to put it. Because I know there's more to it, the story than that. But they kind of pushed that story in terms of that event that happened when he passed. For you yourself, what was the impact after he passed? How did that impact you, especially as being a man? Because I know how important we are, men, and having a father figure. But how important, how much of an impact, and how did you recover, or if you're recovering even now, did Mimi's father pass and have on you?
Um, I really ain't, like, now I'm going through it. Like,
Mm.
everybody go through things, and trials and tribulations in relationships. I'm still going through it now. And I believe, like people need time to heal, but I never had no time because I always was trying to make sure she was straight. So I'd go sit in the garage and sit by myself, and that was always me and his spot. Or even if say I'm in Mississippi, he'd come touch me in the morning. It'd be 6:30. Come on, boy, let's go, boy. And you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. So you don't get that no more. And so I find myself now, like I used to be a late sleeper, as far as being an entertainer and all that type of stuff. But I used to be a late sleeper, but I find myself now waking up every day at 6:30 because he done got me immune to that and just reaching for him. Because we'd go fishing. We had been there, he always told me, you get everything done early in the day, and then you can sit back and relax by noon. So I never had no time to heal. I never had no time to even, because I always was worried about Mimi.
Mm.
Protecting her, making sure she was straight, and it's kind of hard to explain that to a woman who this is her biological father. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when you have a relationship with somebody, you get what I'm saying. They get it, but they don't get it because it's not really being selfish, but it's being, damn, you don't realize like I got a relationship too over here, but I got to worry about you first.
Mm.
You get where I'm going with that?
Mm.
So my
So
main thing was worrying about her first. I still ain't healed from it.
Mm. So in the process, I guess obviously what you're saying is that in the process of supporting her, you haven't actually really had time to grieve and to recover and to heal from the actual passing of Mimi's father as well, your stepdad, if you want to call it that as well.
No, because it'd be so rough sometimes because as a man, you try to be the man and you don't want to cry in front of your woman, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, you try to walk away and be like, it's gonna be okay, babe, because you so busy worried about what she's going through. But at the same token, you going through this over here. But you as a man, you try to hold this over here until you feel like she's clear. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we clash at a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's, like I said, like I ain't had no time to sit back and really just smoke a cigar and talk shit and cry, for my dad for real because I'm so busy. I was so busy worried about her.
Mm.
And that's only fair. That's as a man. I'm supposed to worry about her. But it's kind of a weird situation because me and him had a relationship like that.
Mm.
And him and her got a relationship like that. So he always felt like he was caught in the middle, but he never told neither one of us a lie.
So it's interesting because obviously you're talking about something which I guess you're talking about something which is really interesting, which is that how we deal with grief, especially as men. So although you've mentioned something which is like because you were in support mode, because you were being a man to support the woman that you were with, you didn't actually have time for yourself. But then there's part of it which is also that I think you kind of said it, but then he was like, oh, I'm not saying it's bad to cry, but do you find it difficult then to release those emotions then as a man in general? Do you struggle being able to release those emotions? So aside from that relationship you had with Mimi's father, on your own now, is it a struggle to release emotion?
Yeah, it's gonna always be a struggle because, like I was saying, I never had no time to even. I never had no time to even get into my own emotion, which is only fair because as a man, you try to make sure your significant other cool. But yeah, I think about everything. Like me and my dad are laying in bed and watch a movie, and after he done said some crazy shit, and I'll be like, Dad, you know you done fucked up, right? And he'd be like, I get you, boy. You know, so our relationship was different.
Mm.
You know, but he was the type of person that always want to keep family together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. What for you made it difficult to express those emotions then? So I know that obviously Mimi's situation, but after you supported Mimi and everything like that as well, what's making it difficult for you to be able to express that vulnerability now?
It really, I believe it's difficult because I never had no time to. I never had no time to really realize what's going on because I was so busy worried, about making sure the family was good. You know what I'm saying? So now, when you go through things, you start to realize, like, and that's a fact. People realize things when it's gone. But I never had no time because I always felt like, well, I got to step up and be, I can't be dad, but I got to take his, I got to be all I could be to be like dad. But I never had time to really, grieve. That was my best friend, period, in the world.
I hear that. Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I said, I think the reason why I was kind of pressing it is because I know that obviously by what you've described, I guess from how you've grown up with grandma, obviously, and you said obviously got, a decent relationship with your father as well. Do you think that your
Right.
past, in terms of how you grew up, has contributed towards the difficulties of being able to be as vulnerable as you need to be right now? Because I know you keep saying about time and then being able to support her. But when you're in your private closet time, when you are alone, when you are finding those 5 minutes spare, is the past contributing towards your, I guess, as men, contributing towards the inability to be as vulnerable and to delve into the emotions of dealing with the situation right now?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that it really makes you not be able to be human being, for lack of better wording.
Okay.
But what I am gonna say is, as a man, when you take on a family as a man, and this is what women don't realize. This will go for all the ladies in the world. When you take on a family as a man, you put your feelings to the side. I might go cry with my homeboys. It might sound soft, like I had a day today where I cried, with my bro Vince from the show. But I ain't had no time to cry with nobody else because I was so busy worried about being a man and putting the woman first and worried about how they feel. And, so you have your moments, where you go through things, your ups, your downs, your sides, your lefts, your rights. But, we human. And people don't understand that, like, overstand it. Like, it's no such thing as perfect. Like, ain't no perfect man, ain't no perfect woman. But if a man willing to put you first, respect that.
Can I ask maybe a
Family
more
first.
yeah? Can I ask a more direct question? Just because I'm
Yes,
picking
sir.
up on I guess some hidden kind of points that are happening. Um so for you, obviously, you're saying, I think you've mentioned it a few times. I always pay attention to kind of the words that we use. So you said obviously just now that obviously you want to speak to the women, that they're no perfect man, etc., etc. Is there is there a grievance that you feel at the moment that's on your heart? And when I say grievance, it's not like it's sometimes something has happened and we feel a certain type of way and it kind of seeps into some of the points that we're making. So is there a grievance between yourself and Mimi that you're also feeling? And I'm not talking about necessarily anything bad, but is there something that you're feeling that's contributing towards the way that you're kind of delivering the points at the moment? Just because I'm hearing something behind it, that's what you were saying.
No,
Okay.
it ain't nothing towards none of that. It ain't nothing towards what, me and Mimi. It's just about life. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Like, life ain't just no fucking TV show. Life ain't just you know, I'm gonna get a Christmas tree and put a bunch of gifts up under it. You know what I'm saying? Life ain't just, oh, I'm gonna make it look good for the people. You see what I'm saying? No,
Mm,
I'm talking life in general. This ain't pointing towards nobody, you know, in general. I'm just saying when it comes down to how people go through things on their own, people have to go through things on their own, and everybody go through things differently.
mm,
You know, like no matter how good I may feel I'm doing for Mimi, or no matter how good I say I'm just using that as an example. You
yeah,
may
yeah,
say your girlfriend named Felicia. No matter how good you may feel you doing for her, she got to deal with her own situations the way she got to deal with them.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you don't love the individual. That don't mean you don't ride for the individual. But everybody has to learn how to deal with themselves and then include themselves to certain situations to be able to deal and go forward. So no, this ain't no point no finger. I'm not gonna
Okay.
point no finger at her.
Mm,
You know, she's a great woman.
I hear that. But obviously, so obviously, obviously the actual show. So put a ring on it. I saw obviously when the first episode, kind of when they announced to you that you got to start dating. I saw the energy. It was different, and I can understand that as well. But for you, what made yourself and Mimi want to go on put a ring on it?
Well, actually, I'm a nationwide recording artist right now. A lot of people
Okay.
just now getting hip to me, but
I think I just see one of your
she,
tracks as well. I saw a video.
yeah, she actually opened up the door for that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that was beautiful. I thought it was actually a step to us growing, and I'm still thinking like it was a step to growth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So she opened the door up and they just fell in love with both of us. And
mm.
it was like, let's go. We did
So
interviews and, things like that.
okay. So did you understand? Did you? I mean, when you obviously got through to the show. I mean, did your expectations match what you thought the show was going to be about?
I mean, everything was beautiful. Like, it was real. It was authentic. Everything about it was authentic. So, it ain't like it was, here, read this. We want you to do this. No, it was nothing like that. It was be
Mm,
yourself.
mm,
For everybody everybody on the show was allowed to be themselves. So, and I think that's why we all, even from everybody on the cast, everybody has a strong bond now. Like, we'll build a strong bond to where we can reach out to each other because we all got a chance to be ourselves and see each other in the light, like our
mm.
vulnerability or who you really are and things like that. So, no, I love that situation. I really loved it.
What were you expecting then when you went on the show? What was you expecting from the show? What was Ulysses expecting from the show when you went on there with Mimi? What was the expectation of the show?
I was expecting, I was expecting, I was expecting us to get gratification and counseling on the things that we've been through because of the things that I made mistakes on, and and be able to move forward. But of course, we didn't get to that part,
Mm,
and I think that'll make a dope season two. But
mm,
because dad left the earth, and
yeah.
what I was expecting is to finally get her to forgive me for the things I've done wrong. Yeah, me to move past the
Mm,
things that she done wrong.
okay. I don't know if you can expand on that. When you say you've done some things wrong, I don't know if you can expand on the kind of things that potentially may have gone wrong for yourselves.
I cheated in the first 5 years in the relationship. Yeah, I
Okay.
did that. When y'all see the show, yeah, she told you, yeah, he cheated.
Mm,
I told the truth. That was the first 5 years, but you know, I moved forward, and
Mm-hmm.
we stayed around each other for a reason, evidently. So I just feel like what I expected to get from it was clarification.
Mm.
You
When
know,
when
clarification of
when sorry.
go
No, I
ahead.
was just gonna say. I was just gonna say when you say obviously there was cheating, because I have to always ask questions. So when you say there was cheating in the first 5 years, just so that it makes it clear, because I think the assumption can be made that you were cheating through the whole of the 5 years. I mean, just so that you can
No,
clarify, was it that you cheated in
I,
in the first 5 years, or you mean that there was some portions of that where there was several parts of cheating? Like,
I'm
please
talking
just kind
about
of
in
like.
the beginning. I'm talking about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
You know
okay.
what I
So
mean?
five
When
years
I
ago,
cheated,
okay.
yes. No, I know ripping and running around cheating. Nah, I didn't do none of that. You know, but you know how it be when you're a man. Once you make one mistake, the women gonna look at you like you gonna always do this shit. And hold
Mm,
on, I deserve better. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna do that. And they don't never take time when they ask you for the truth and you give it to them. Finally, they can't respect that shit. You get
mm,
what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
and that's been one of our long going problems. It never
Okay,
get.
so you're saying that one of the problems that hindered you in in the relationship with Mimi was the fact that she couldn't seem to move past that past behavior. So the infidelity that happened at that time, she couldn't really move past that particular behavior. Okay. For you yourself,
Exactly.
if you found out that Mimi had cheated on you in the first 5 years, do you honestly believe that you would have straight up forgiven her and got back into a relationship?
Me personally, I come from a different breed. So I come from a breed. When my mama, my biological mama had one nigga coming to my granny house and the next nigga going. So, and on a Friday, and she smelled good leaving. So I I still loved her and wanted that with her. So yeah, I probably would have, like I said, she moved on and moved to a relationship after me, and then we got back, trying to focus together. So no, I don't believe in holding that. I believe in moving forward. Like if you're gonna build, you're gonna build. You can't keep sitting around. It's like sitting around in a pissy ass diaper. Your ass eventually gonna rash. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? So
yeah.
you have to move forward. You got to move forward with life, man. You can't keep on holding on to the past. Like I'm done with the past. Period. Like it is what it is. If she would have did it, yeah, I could move forward. If that's what I chose to do at the time. But once you make the decision that you're gonna bring somebody back in your life, you're supposed to move forward.
Mm. Do
And
you
if
feel?
not, then you don't need to deal with them.
I hear that. I mean, I guess for yourself, obviously, and Mimi, obviously, going through that situation, then, because I remember, I think when she came on, she kind of explained it. So obviously, when you broke up after the you broke up after a time, and then you came back. I think, was it when her father was kind of a little bit sick as well at the time, and you came back? What was the kind of story there as to how you got back together again, from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective, she really didn't want me to leave. I was sick as a dog around here moping over her too. That's the truth of the matter of it all. But then
I
dad
respect it.
got sick when I was coming home and of course it just brought us back together. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of went from there. Like, and it wasn't never no point. Of course, we had our ups and our downs, but it was never a point to where she didn't know I love her and I ain't know she loved me. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
It just didn't
mm,
go the right way.
mm,
It didn't end on the right term, if that makes sense to you.
yeah. Okay, and then I guess coming back then, obviously for that second time when you guys got together, what were the kind of promises that you guys made in terms of the changes that had to happen for you guys to go forward, or was it something that you guys kind of just fell into going back together the second time?
I think it was just very, very real spiritual. It really
Okay.
wasn't no promises we made. It was spiritual. It was, her naturally feeling me and me naturally feeling her hurt, and me saying, I'm gonna be here all 10 toes down and 10 knuckles. You know what I'm saying? To because of the things that we go through in life with losing parents, and I can't tell her how she feel right now. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? Even no matter how tight me and daddy is,
mm,
she comes from daddy. So losing a mom and a father in the same year, I can't tell her how she naturally feel. It would
mm-hmm,
be that's hypocritical. At the same token, I know I'm gonna catch hell on all the backlash and everything that she feels because I've been around her. You get what
mm-hmm,
I mean? And
mm-hmm.
it'll be the same or reverse if the shoe was on the other end. No matter how close I am to daddy. So that's why I said earlier, I ain't really had no time to really even heal from for daddy neither. You know?
Mm. On the show, put a ring on it. You get on the show, and then you get told you're going to be going on to dates. We saw your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't too pleased. Describe to us, obviously, what your perspective was and your kind of, I guess, your side of things, because from your perspective, because obviously, once you're hearing that you're going to go on dates, we saw your reaction. You wasn't too pleased. So, kind of fill us in terms of your perspective and your kind of viewpoint in that respect.
I mean, you know, when you like I said, when you get hit off guard, you're like, wow, what the hell? But then when you get home and you talk about it, it's like you've been with a person so long, and this the person you look up to. You rub toes, you crack the elbows, the nails, and you rubbing everything and put your fingers through their goddamn hair. So of course you're gonna think crazy about a man going on a date with your woman. But I was prepared for that, more importantly, because of the situation we had already been through before I had came back. So I just wanted her to really find out what she really wanted to do. And I think that kind of, it happens. Everything happens for a reason. It might be a season 2 or whatever, or whatever. Hopefully they call us back on. But that's where I'm at with it. Like I was already prepared for this shit, man.
So obviously your reaction on the show, obviously we saw that you didn't it was a bit of an argument between yourself and Mimi. Kind of give us a little bit more kind of a perspective on that. So there was a scene where you're in a bedroom, and you're telling her, listen, no guy can do what you've done, because obviously you've been there, you've been always there for the last 6 years or so. I think you were talking about. Kind of fill us in that particular scene. What was going through your head in that particular respect?
And put it like this: it's like say you're in a relationship and your woman got the flu. You make the soup. Say you in a relationship and your woman can't get out the bed. You wash her. Say you in a relationship, or man, vice versa. So that was my perspective of it. We got so much history and so much things we done. So many things we done together, to where, you would think that people outgrow the bullshit,
Mm,
because anybody can come in a relationship and tell you, "Oh, you're so sexy. I'm gonna treat you so good," and they could, for 90 days or 60 days, and you don't even know who the fuck they is. We got 7 years in, or if you call and you say, if I call and say, when I called and said my cousin is out of here, she was there. When I called and she called me and say this, that, I'm there. So, it's hard to throw away history, but at the
mm-hmm,
same token, you got to get what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Everybody will come through and, oh, baby, I swear you're so beautiful. You don't even know her fucking personality.
mm,
You don't know mine. A woman can come tell me, oh, you smell so good. You don't even know me. You don't know what I've been through. I might have shit stains in the back of my drawers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, I'm being silly now, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
real. You don't never know love until you know love, man. And that's what people be fucking up at, because they think everything supposed to be a white fence, like I said on the show, and green grass. And that ain't how life works.
Mm. Aside obviously then the cheating that happened 5 years in, what were the problems that you perceived were causing your relationship to have certain stumbling blocks? What were the problems that you
I
were
just
perceiving?
you saying what made me cheat?
No. I'm saying in terms of obviously the relation, aside obviously the cheating part, what
Mm.
are the other issues that you can see that affect your relationship?
I believe the past. Period. It
Mm,
isn't, the past, and then as individuals, you run your mouth sometime and say you still slip out your mouth and say shit you don't mean. So it's like one and whole. The past is never gonna go nowhere with a woman. It's hard to get through that with a woman,
mm,
because they gonna forever hold that against you. A woman gonna forever hold your past against you. I wouldn't give a damn if you put $1 billion rock on her finger. It's gonna be, well, you did this with Susie 8 years ago, or
mm,
Kim Kardashian 22 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's just life. That's a woman.
mm.
What you learn how to get past that shit. Eventually as a man, and then hopefully you just hope the woman get past it, because it's all gonna boil down to whatever the woman feels.
Mm. Why do you think that Mimi couldn't get past that though? What do you think that she needed to see from you in order to get her over that cliff and that edge to be able to move forward for yourself?
I don't think it had nothing to do with me.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think it had anything to do with me. I think, the things that, we go through individually as a person, we have to get past first, because that's like
Mm,
finger pointing, you know, that's like me pointing the finger about the things I've been through, to her. I can't point the finger at her and say, oh, this your fault. This is you. Of course, when you're in a relationship, some of it, you get the backlash from each other and take some certain things out on each other, but you don't mean to. And then you talk about it later. So I don't think it got nothing to do with me. She got to fix that.
mm, okay. But do you not feel like obviously when it comes to trust, it takes, I guess obviously in this respect, it might come down to two people. Like, because obviously has she mentioned anything that she needed to see from yourself? Because as much as the past is the issue, has she made any, you know, kind of, I guess, demands of yourself in terms of what she needs to see from you in order to get to a place where she's comfortable again to be in that space with you, though?
Listen, we can sit here all we want to. We can make it sound great. We can make it sound good. But, in all honesty, just like you as an individual, right? If you tell somebody, okay, yeah, you fucked up, but I'm dealing with you because you came and you told me you fucked up, so I'm still going to deal with you,
Mm,
right? But once you bring that person back to your life and you still hold them accountable for their fuck up, let alone it's going to be some fuck ups along the way. The little small ones though. So you holding this big one over a person's head, that shit ain't fair, man. That's life. And that's what relationships lack. You cannot hold nothing over nobody's head for too long. If you're done, you're done. If you're gonna build, you're gonna build. I just need to see. What do you just need to see?
mm,
I just need to see my woman wake up and be happy. I need to see her in some goddamn lingerie when I wake up in the morning. You
mm,
see what I'm saying? It don't matter what she did in the past, but that's how a man thinks. A woman to hold on to shit forever. You get where I'm going though?
I get you. I guess I'm trying to establish because obviously I'm about relationships. So I'm about. I totally understand what cheating does to the mindset of the individual person, and I'm also aware that the
Right.
way to recover from when someone has committed infidelity, that there's a requirement from the person who's been cheated on. They normally demand something in order to help them build the trust. So I know you said
We
obviously for you obviously you know what you need, but what did she say that she needed from you to see?
She really didn't say too much about what she needed. It's like I said. Remember, I was telling you earlier. Sometimes people got to heal at their own time. You know, and one day you might say you need this. The next day you might say you need that. You know, people need to heal at their own time. They don't. That's not pointing out a victim.
Mm,
You know, so and that's what people fail to realize. At the end of the day, this shit is a team game. A
mm,
relationship ain't nothing but a misunderstanding between two goddamn fools.
mm.
And either you're gonna be two fools in love or two fools for the bullshit. And this is what my uncle taught me years ago.
Okay.
So if you fools in love, that's beautiful. But if you gonna keep being fools for the bullshit, that means the argument gonna keep going here, the argument gonna keep going here, and you're not building.
Mm,
But everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a story to tell. Whether you this big, this big, this big, that big. You get where I'm going though.
mm.
So, and you got to learn how to let go. People got to learn how to let go. Straight up.
So for you, from what I'm understanding, then for you, obviously, then in terms of the conversation with Mimi, for you, obviously, she can't let go of certain things. So then, obviously, the relationship doesn't progress and go forward the way that it needs to go. Um, so I guess obviously that leaves you, I guess, in an impossible position where it's like you said, it's for her to change that then, and in that regard, then hypothetically speaking, by the way, is it then would it then be better, hypothetically speaking again, um, um, would it be better then to say that, you know what, we shouldn't be together then? Because if she's gonna need to figure this out on her own, maybe she can't do that if she's in a relationship. This is hypothetically speaking.
I'm saying in general across the nation, whether it's me and her relationship, whether it's anybody relationship, until you put down the paddle and quit trying to be the principal and learn how to be the student again together, you're gonna have the same results. So it's not just about me and me. This is just a relationship, period. And that's why relationships crash, because everybody wants to hold one accountable for other bullshit or the things they've been through before, or you did this before. Like, man, that shit really don't matter, man, because when you wake up tomorrow, you're not never getting yesterday back.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying? So it's if you make your mind up and you make it the executive decision to say that we're going to move forward or we're going to try, the other shit supposed to be going out the window. You feel me? And that's
mm,
how you progress and you see things, because there's no such word as perfect. And they'll put it in your face and give you a definition of it, and you still
mm,
believe
mm.
it. Come on now.
I guess obviously because I'm trying to understand, um, because obviously I get what you're saying. Obviously that, for her she may need to let things go. But I guess obviously, like I said, because obviously when I asked you, do you know what she needs in order to get to that place? If you don't know what she needs to get to that place, or you do know what she needs to get to that place, then that action has to be taken. Because obviously
I'm gonna
that,
tell you. I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. We could make it sound good. We can
yeah,
sit. We can have an interview, right? And all due respect, brother. And when you're dealing with people, nobody actually know what nobody needs but themselves. Just like
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
You know, a person can sit here and say, if you was doing a reverse interview with her, do you think you know what Ulysses need? No, Ulysses needed to know what he need first.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about what I need to do for her. It's what she need to do for her.
Yeah,
You
which
get what
which
I'm
which
saying?
exactly. So that's what brings me to the point. So if she doesn't know what she needs, then is the
That's
relationship
on
something that
her.
she needs?
That's
Do you know
on
what I'm
her.
saying? So
Yeah,
so
that
because
would
that
be
proves
on
my
her.
point. What I'm trying to say, if she cannot identify in this moment what she needs, then is the relationship with yourselves together what she needs? Because if evidently she cannot figure it out whilst in this position, she after 5 years we're still here. It's probably longer than now. It's now 6, 7 years now, and she can't figure it out. Then does she need to spend time on her own and be able to do that? Hypothetically
That's on
speaking.
her to answer. That's on her to answer. I can't answer that for her because it's a
Okay.
lot of things I've done that I didn't have to do. You understand where I'm going? Like, so putting, you know, that's kind of called selfish. Once again, when you bring two people together, both people supposed to throw their egos to the side and or make them throw them to the middle and make them meet.
Mm.
Supposed to put all this to the side and make this meet. Straight up. So who cares what any individual needs after 6.5 years? It's about what are you willing to do. If we're
Mm.
gonna go this way, we gone. If you're gonna go that way, I'm gone. These is facts. This ain't nothing I'm making up. Maybe she need or he need to realize he need to go to Colorado and go mountain climbing. What the hell I need to go mountain climbing and realize who loved me for? You understand what I'm saying? So those are called excuses where I
Mm.
come from. You know, if you gonna buckle down and do what you supposed to do for who you supposed to do it for, that's what you say you ride for, through the thick and the thin. Ain't no, well, maybe I need to go see if Tyrone loves me more, or Kevin over here or Keisha over here. She, come on, man. Love is love, man. And I think people overlook real love. Like this shit is, but they always teach us that shit. Like they try to, man, they try to trick our minds so much to make people turn against each other.
Mm.
That's why relationships ain't working.
Did you get
They don't
much
want to
with
see.
Dr. I was gonna say, did you get much with Dr. Nicole then? Did she give you guys
I
anything
ain't
to
get
help?
I ain't get much time with her. I ain't get much time with her. I ain't get much time with her. You know what I'm saying? We only did, we didn't get to, what I'm saying, figure, go through the whole procedure thing. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But I already had time with life. So,
Mm.
you know, no disrespect to nobody. So, real is rare, man.
Mm. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Obviously, I guess to bring the interview to a close as well, you said obviously career wise, you're obviously into music, I'm guessing as well.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. So are you like a full-time rapper at the moment? Are you more of a, what would you say your genre is that you kind of flow into?
Man, I do all of it. I'm an executive producer. I got an album out. I got a bunch of features.
Come
I
on now.
got records with me, 8 Ball, MJG, Trey the Truth, Gravy. You play big in the movie. Drummer Boys. I got a whole project on that. Now I'm working on managing a couple artists. So just being involved in it. You never know where you're gonna blow from it.
True. I agree that 100%, 100%. So where best can we find your music, aka Swisher, right? So where best can we find your music and where best can we connect with you?
You can go on Spotify, type in Swisher Ghetto Love Letters, Lettaz. You can go on any platform and find it. That's
Mm.
the last album. You can go on YouTube. You can go, of course, you can go to my Instagram, official Swisher, my Facebook, official Swisher, and you get everything you need from there. But I appreciate you, man, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. You know, I'm a different
Yeah, I
type
get you,
of
bro.
breed.
Mm.
I'm a different type of breed. I ain't gonna make the shit sound sweet all the time. I'm gonna keep it real.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I get it, man. I get it, man to man. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it 100%. So I appreciate the fact that you shared your side of the story as well, and your side of events, and your side of things as well. So, bro, honestly, it's a blessing. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully, we'll get to see you on the. Well, we will. We'll see you on the reunion. So, you know, if some more stuff kicks up there, and you know, we may have to have yourself and Mimi back on here as well. So, we look forward to it. You know, we look forward to reunion as well. But yeah, thank you so much again, Ulysses, man. I appreciate that for coming on here. It's been an honor, and hopefully we'll see you soon, Cap. All right.
No problem, man. And I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate everybody. You know, shouts out to everybody who, you know, trying to make things happen in life and stay positive. And everybody stay away from the fake bullshit and stay COVID free. Show the family love.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you
Hey,
again,
one
then, Cap.
love, brother, man. One love, man.
Appreciate it, man, G. More love, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I keep looking down because my laptop's there. But guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys for joining us again for another sit down, which we had. We wanted you guys to continue just to like, share, subscribe as always. If you guys also want to support what we do, click on our Patreon. There's going to be one in the description. LittleBlackBook91. Help support us and keep growing this particular channel. Guys, it's been interesting. It's been powerful. Make sure you stay safe out there. Like you said, COVID free, baby. We appreciate you, and stay locked and stay loaded. All righty.